You know what they say? See it is believing. But if I didn't see it and hear it, I wouldn't believe it. Underage girls were forced to share a bed with biological boys. And I don't give a damn if they're transgender. Parents in Colorado are outraged and they're suing the school district. And when I say parents, I mean the fathers. The mothers, they're more likely emotionally distraught and worried, but I can promise you, the fathers of these underage girls, if those boys, and they all boys, I don't give a damn if they transgender, were of age, them fathers will want to put them paws on them. So let's just get it straight. When they're outraged, we're talking about the fathers. Take a listen.
She says, Mom, my bedmate just informed me that they are a boy, and I don't know what to do. I was shocked. All the meetings that we had about the trip, they always said girls were going to be on one floor of the hotel and boys were going to be on another.
You get a mountain of paperwork to go on these trips. Nowhere in that paperwork was the transgender policy. The school district should be putting policies out there to protect all children, not some subset of those children. And the policy needs to protect everybody.
I mean, what do you say about that? A conservative legal group filed suit on behalf of the families. It's released a statement saying the district's policy of grooming students by gender identity rather than sex without prior notice or a sex-separated alternative violates the family's free exercise, bodily privacy, and parental rights. The school has not responded to Fox's request for comments.
Of course they hadn't responded. What the hell are you gonna say? And for them to say they are not required to tell the parents who's going to be led with who because it would offend somebody's gender rights. Man, we're living in a time where now it's okay for men to dress in women's locker room and men to compete in women's sports. We are not the same. Men are stronger than women. I don't know why people don't say that. And Democrats don't even want to define what the definition of a woman is. So, of course, they're not going to tell the parents. The reason why they ain't going to tell the parents, because they know it's wrong. But it's about money. And all they trying to do is make $1. But what they fail to realize is those gender, i.e. supposed to be transgender women, now was men, or men, women, whoever, I have no idea. They got a penis, and you laid in a bed with another man's daughter, and that ain't gonna sit right.
I mean, if you think about all of the crazy things that happen in this world, Guy, that's got to be right up near the top.
It's insane, right? Here's a young girl who's on an overnight school trip who finds out in the moment that not only is she sharing a room with someone with male genitalia, she is in a bed with that person. And the parents aren't told about any of this. I mean, that is wild. You can have different views on trans adults and say everyone should be treated with dignity, etc. These are kids. This is a school setting. This is absolutely insane. I have no idea who would defend this or how. I think no comment from the school is not going to cut it. Certainly in response to a lawsuit that they have quite clearly invited and brought on themselves. Yet, by the way, if you want to have some sort of accommodation for a student who identifies as trans at that age, I think you can probably get that person his or her own room. But putting that person into a sex-segregated bed bed with a girl is just completely unacceptable.
Yeah, it wasn't even just the room, it was the same bed. But there's another case too where there was an 11-year-old boy who was going to camp, who was told that the camp counselor in the cabin and the person who would be watching them take showers, etc., was a male, but it turned out to be a transgender male. It was actually a biological woman.
I mean, how do you respond to these stories? It feels like something that right-wingers would have said a few years ago about a slippery slope creating this like fever dream. But in fact, these are real examples and they crop up all over the country. And I think if you look at the polling, the American people are pretty tired of this.
Guy, it's great to catch up with you. Thanks for being with us. Really appreciate you coming on this morning.
See, you know what they say. It ain't a problem until it hits home. So you know what you should do? How about this? How about you put those transgender men in the bed with one of Barack Obama's daughters when she was younger and see if he had a problem with that then. But then again, Barack probably wouldn't have a problem with it at all, because we all know he might be a fruitcake. Drop a comment. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow God, not culture.